Hi guys! So today I was meant to go out with my friends for a picnic, but I really didn't feel well. I had got ready, I had straightened my hair and done my makeup, and then I just felt really terrible, so I had to cancel and go to bed. And I've just woke up and I just thought, well, my makeup is done, so I could do a video. I still don't feel well enough to get up or get dressed, but I just thought it's a video, so it doesn't really matter. I think I'm ready enough. I do have some Q&A questions, so I'm going to answer those. I will write the timestamps in the description, so if there's a question that you're interested in, you can skip around and jump to whichever ones interest you. So the first question is a good one, and it's what motivates you to get through bad days? And honestly, it's just the prospect of better ones. I'm very aware that my worst moments, even though they feel never ending in the moment, like this morning, I felt really unwell and I was being sick and it felt like it was never going to stop. I knew that it would, and right now I still feel really unwell. I feel really dizzy and I've got a headache, but I know that there is always better days. You don't know when it's going to happen, but if you feel really bad, then it has to get better because the only way is up, and I know that it's worth pushing through to get to that. So that's what gets me through it. The next question is what brings me joy on a day-to-day basis? The first thing that comes to mind are my pets. I'm going to have to switch arms. My hands and arms are hurting today. This is going to be quite an uncut video. So I was saying the first thing that comes to mind are my pets. I'm actually not at home with them at the moment, but I asked my parents to send me photos of them and I just love seeing them, or I FaceTime them. Also FaceTiming my friends, that's a big one that brings me joy, or when I can, seeing them in person. Also animal videos. I really like Kitten Lady on YouTube, and I like a channel called The Dodo, which it's normally like rescue videos of animals that have been in really bad situations and you see them come on leaps and bounds. Another one was when I was at university, I used to get a real kick out of getting good grades and also being in that flow state where you're really absorbed in something. And before I started university, I was slowly writing a book, and there would be some times that I would be really absorbed in that world and that would bring me a lot of joy. It just felt really cool, and like I could picture this whole world, and it was really cool that it was one that I had created. I loved that. The next one, which is what some of you might be here for because it's the title of the video, is how do you know if or when you classify and identify as disabled? So for me, I started saying I was disabled when I started using the wheelchair. It just seems like the most natural time to me. And it was also a lot easier because I knew that everybody else saw the wheelchair and thought of me as disabled. Like strangers and things would just see me and think, oh, that's a disabled person. And so that's when I started to use that word and to think of myself in that way. But what's really interesting is that when I was using the wheelchair, I was actually a bit more well than I was in the years prior. So in the years before, I was pretty much bedbound and housebound for about 2 years. And at that point, I was really unwell. And there's so many things I couldn't do. And the way that I classify disability now is literally as the word itself. So if there is something that I'm unable to do, then I think of that as a disability. So I think that could be a good way to look at it if you're unsure. And also, the main thing is that it's down to you whether you think of yourself in that way, and it's up to you. It's not something that other people can dictate. It's not like a specific thing, because in reality I became disabled a long time before the wheelchair, is what I'm trying to say. And actually, when I started using the wheelchair, even though that's when I classed myself as disabled, I was actually slightly less disabled than before, because for one, I was now able to sit up, and secondly, the wheelchair itself enabled me to do more things, and so I was more able than before as well. I'm looking at the question again, and I'm sorry that I just went straight into my own experience, but my answer that I would give to other people is that it's up to you, and it's about how you feel towards it. But as a general rule of thumb, I would say if there's something you're not able to do, then that is a disability. If there are things that you find really challenging, even, it might be that you can still do the thing, but if it's really challenging for you and it's much more difficult than everyone else, then that also could be a disability. Another question was, how did I get the courage to start making videos? And my videos didn't go as I planned. My plan was to find out what was making me unwell and then share it so that it would help other people, because I think that I thought there was going to be a cure to this. And so courage didn't have anything to do with it, because I just thought, I don't mind how scary it is putting myself out there. I just really wanted to find something that made what I was going through better, and then to shout it from the rooftops. I was really prepared that if I found things that made my life easier, I would shout it to as many people as I could, and to try and help them. And so it didn't feel like a brave thing to do. I just felt like I was onto something. And it was a chronic illness, so I didn't find a cure, but I have found things that have helped. So to some extent, I have achieved what I wanted to do, and then to others, I haven't, because it just hasn't been in the way that I expected. And sometimes when I look back on that, I think, gosh, my channel is not what I intended it to be. I thought it would be me finding a cure, to be honest, but it wasn't. It's turned into this management thing, which is still helpful, and I think it does still achieve what I originally wanted to do. So if you have something that you really want to say, then just be brave and say it. It's also a difficult thing because you can only be brave if you're scared, and I wasn't scared, and so I didn't have to be brave. In terms of being brave, I don't know what advice I could give, because I wasn't scared, and so I wasn't brave by doing it. I didn't think twice about it. And the last question I'm going to answer is, what are some ideas of things to do when you're feeling really awful? This person has said that at the moment all she does is listen to audiobooks or just lies there doing nothing when she doesn't feel well. I saw this and I just thought, me too. And also, what can you do? When you're at your worst, you can't do anything. So when I'm in a vomiting episode, I don't do anything. The room is just pretty dark, but light enough for me to see a sick bowl, and I don't do anything. My friends have come in before and asked if they can put on a film for me, and I'm just like, no thank you. That's not going to help at all. I think when you're really unwell, there's just not a lot you can do, and so audiobooks is another one that I do when I'm really unwell but not at the point of actually being sick. And then another thing that I do, and I know this won't be for everyone, is that I watch ASMR videos, because I just find them they're really relaxing and comforting, and the voices are so gentle. And sometimes when you're sensitive to noise and you're just not feeling well, a quiet, comforting voice can be nice. So I'm not talking about the mukbangs where they're just like eating in your face, but I will search something like ASMR clothing haul. So it will be like a normal video, but they're just talking gently and showing things. Or there's a channel called Whispers Red, and all of her content is just really comforting, is the only word I can describe it. And her channel is directed to you, so the videos are as though she's talking to you, but it's in a really nice, like, reassuring and comforting way. And another benefit to the ASMR videos is that they're usually designed to help people fall asleep, and so it can be good if you want to fall asleep, but also if you're just light sensitive or something, the videos tend to be more like muted, either like muted colours or just darker, and so it can be a lot easier on your eyes, and for like head pain and stuff like that, it can just be good for that. So this is the end of my rambly, sort of bit more raw and uncut video. I hope you liked it. Let me know if you'd be okay with this. this style video from now on. Not all of them, but a lot of the time I can't make videos because I'm not well enough to get up and get dressed and to do it, or I'll get ready and then I just don't feel well enough by the time I'm ready. But if I do it like this, where I'm able to just lie back in bed, I don't know if you can even tell in my voice, but when I'm not well, my throat and everything feels like swollen and talking is just difficult. But I'm well enough. I am well enough to like sit in bed and talk. I just couldn't properly get up and do a normal video. So let me know if this style video is okay or not, and possibly I could make more videos like this. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!